Mr. Alarcon, followed by Mr. Reyes.
Members, I came today ready to vote on what I thought was going to be presented. And what I thought was going to be presented was a 1,000-foot buffer on residential uses, which was our last discussion, and had an ordinance been drafted, it would have included a 1,000-foot buffer on sensitive uses. I introduced that motion, and I'm passionate about it, and I will not vote for anything that has anything less than 1,000 feet on sensitive uses. Secondly, I thought we were going to come in with a variety of amendments on the issue of how close to residential. And I'm very disappointed that we're eliminating anything except for abutting, which could be 10 feet or 1,000 feet, depending on what is next door. But I hold that the principle is how close should it be to someone's house? How close should it be to someone's home? And I'm saying 500 feet is a reasonable separation between medicinal marijuana and a home. I would like to add that I'm fine with the language that includes exemptions for licensed residential, medical, or elderly care facilities. That is not on your map. But there are hundreds, if not thousands, of those facilities that would qualify. So we keep focusing on the acreage and the maps that don't even include the number of elderly care facilities or licensed residential medical. And that's going to expand the pool greatly. So I think I want to move in counter to, with all due respect, because this is a very personal decision that each of us is making, and I hope we all respect our opinions on this. But I, with all due respect, would like to introduce a motion that we leave in the 1,000-foot buffer around sensitive uses and add a 500-foot buffer for residential. The draft ordinance was going to include a 1,000-foot buffer for residential. So this is a 500-foot give back to those who would advocate more. And I think 500 feet is reasonable. I don't want anybody telling me that they have one of these things moving in next door or, you know, within a few feet. And those are the phone calls we're going to be getting. And you know, I've joked a little bit, and I've said, look it, we got to start small and grow it right. You got it? Start small, grow it right. Because this can blow up. And who is going to be affected if it does blow up but the industry itself? And that's why if we do it correctly, I believe it will have the greatest opportunity to do it in the way that is consistent with the law and protects our neighborhoods. And if the law changes, you know, to make it more liberal, I voted for liberalization of marijuana use when I was in the legislature, and I'll support it. But this is, I think, most consistent. What I am proposing, I think, is most consistent with the current law. And I support those people with their efforts to expand an understanding in the state of California what people really want. Believe me, we would love to have that so that we don't have to make these kinds of decisions. But right now, the law is what it is, and my interpretation is that it is best suited at 500 feet to protect residential and 1,000 feet on sensitive uses, allowing for residential facilities, which I think are the most appropriate place to test the law and the model. And I think that we can accomplish all those things if there's support for my motion.
Thank you, Mr. Alarcon.
Can I get a second?
Second by Mr. Smith. Mr. Reyes.